What's up, everybody? This is 8-Bit Eric, and this is the 8-Bit Eric Show, the best freaking show on YouTube. And if you don't like that, come at me, bro. Today's episode's a special one. I'm going to review one of the rarest NES cartridges of all time, the Maxi 15. Now, what exactly is the Maxi 15? Some of y'all are asking. Well, the Maxi 15 is a unauthorized cartridge that actually has 15 games on it. Now, what makes this different from most other multi-carts on the NES is that this one wasn't pirated. It was only unauthorized, which means that it has 15 original games on it, while most pirated cartridges would have Super Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong and Galaga and everything, but under different names. This cartridge actually does have some rare titles on it that are just as rare as this cartridge alone in their solo format. For example, this game has Chiller on it, and I have it in solo cartridge form too. And both of these games are considered rare. There's also Menace Beach, which is one of the last games ever published for the NES in its lifetime. And that cartridge alone by itself is just as rare, if not more. So to get Chiller and Menace Beach and a couple other games all together on just one cartridge is pretty much a freaking good thing. I mean, it's nice to have them solo, but to have a multi-cart of some rare games, it's pretty badass. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this game for all you fine folks today. So let's go ahead and get started. Just like all of its other unauthorized counterparts, it's a black cartridge, except it makes it a little bit different with the fancy shiny foil. Mine's peeling a little bit, which I heard is commonplace amongst this cartridge. You put the game in the NES. You put the game in the NES. Da-na-na-na-na. Let's go. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start the game and let's take a look at the menu.
Let's go ahead and choose the first game on the list. F15 City War. The title screen of this game looks very promising. F15 City Fighter is an action flight simulation that has you controlling a jet fighter. The gameplay reminds me of some of the stages off another game called Thunderblade. With the 3D graphics and similar control, there's many comparisons to Thunderblade. However, the accuracy of the fighter is not that great. The weapons you have are the typical machine gun and missiles. The missiles aren't worth a damn thing. Every time I try to use one, I end up getting killed. So I just stick to using the gun. Eventually you come to this guy that shoots an array of bullets that I cannot avoid no matter how many times I try to pass through.
How the fuck are you supposed to avoid that guy? Seriously, like, every time he comes on screen, I get hit. What the hell, dude?
Overall, while they try to do something unique with the graphics in this game, its features and gameplay are very bare. There's not much as far as mechanics go, and it seems like it's an incomplete game, in my opinion.
F15 City War is a lot like Thunderblade. The 3D effects are very similar, and just the general gameplay of it is just not as great. As I mentioned, it feels like an incomplete game. The sprites are not bad, the graphics aren't bad, it's just the gameplay has nothing to it. There's lots of dead space in between enemies, and the pattern's just, there's not even a pattern. The tanks just stay in a straight line, and the enemies always come the same way. There's no variety in this game. And it's not a bad game. I couldn't imagine buying this cartridge by itself, though. I don't know how many stages are on it, but let's go ahead and check the next game.
Let's try the next game. Puzzle. Puzzle is just that. It's one of those old school sliding puzzles where you place the pieces in the right section. You start off moving numbered pieces and work your way up to pictures. For example, the tiger picture. There's not much else to this game. The music's kinda catchy, and you really can't complain about the control since it's basically moving the pieces.
Now, Puzzle's one of those games like Rubik's Cube, for example. When Atari made a 2600 version of that game, it's like, why bother? I mean, you could play one of these puzzles cheaper. The actual puzzle piece, about this big, you can get it from Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere and play it instead of getting it on a cartridge that's what, $50?
There's no secret to puzzles in this puzzle game. Anywho, next game. Pyramid. This game is an attempt at a Tetris clone type of game, but with parts of pyramids as the pieces, it doesn't work out too well. It honestly took me a while to figure out what to do to clear the lines, as stupid as that sounds. But even then, it's still difficult to get the pieces to connect since they are so small and oddly shaped, and it takes precision to match them up. And the control in this game is anything but precise. And also, the music kind of sounds like a variation of the "I'm a Little Teapot" nursery rhyme you learn when you're a kid.
Now, I can understand why a game company would want to make a Tetris-like clone, since Tetris was very successful, and a lot of companies actually did try to duplicate it, but this game, while it tried to be original with the concept, having the pyramid pieces, I just don't find it as addictive as Tetris at all. I mean, I can't even get anything cleared, and I'm really trying, so I must really suck at this game, or this game just sucks. And, I mean, it has decent graphics for a puzzler game. The soundtrack is catchy, as I mentioned. It sounds like I'm a Little Teapot, but, I mean, it's not fun.
Ugh. Let's check the next game. Next up is Tiles of Fate. Sounds kinda catchy. But sadly, it's another puzzle type of game on this cartridge, which seems like this game cartridge has an abundance of these. But this one's Mahjong style.
Tiles of Fate. Cool title. There's not much to Mahjong. I actually like Shanghai on the Master System, which is another Mahjong game. There's not really much to talk about with this game. It kind of plays a little bit different. Like, I actually just fiddle around with the game until I can get a matching pair. That's what she said.
Now, I'm not a big fan of puzzler games, but I do enjoy most Mahjong games, and this one has a little bit of features that make it different, such as different power-ups that help you clear the game board. But there's really not much else to this game. What you see is what you get, basically. The next game on this title is Crazy Creatures. Now, crazy is not even a word to describe it. Holy moly. The screen gets flooded with all sorts of little animals that you have to match up to clear the game board area.
Holy moly, that's more animals than Noah's Ark. That was a lame freaking joke. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Now, there's not much to it. You're timed. You can get more than 3 animals at a time to rack up the points. However, sometimes this does take up a lot of thinking, especially in the later stages where the animals just continue to fly on the screen. I mean, check this out. It's cats and dogs and zebras and giraffes and snakes and all sorts of crap just being thrown at the screen. This reminds me of one of those bar table games that you see in the little touchscreen games at the bars. So, it's not bad. There's not much to it, but yet again, it's another puzzle type of game, and I'm really not a big fan of these.
As I mentioned, this is a lot like one of those bar top games that you play, the little touchscreen ones. It's another puzzle type of game. So far, we're 5 games in out of 15, and there's really only one game that wasn't a puzzler game, and it was F15 City War. I guess in part 2, we're going to have to go ahead and see what's coming up next, but that's all the time I have for you folks today. Thanks for checking out part 1 of the Maxi 15 review, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Take care, and good night.
Hey, douchebag, can you be any more boring. People are starting to stop watching your videos. What the fuck is that? Bitch, I did not start. You better listen to me before you get caught slipping again, bitch.
The fuck? I didn't know you could freaking talk. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, I just shout, "Tip me a wine, pour me out." That was for the trolls.